Hey beauties, thank you so much for coming back to my channel. For today's video, I just wanted to do something different. I had mentioned in my last video that I was starting keto, so today I just wanted to share with you one of the meals that we created. So here Lavana's just chopping up some cauliflower and prepping it for the mashed cauliflower that we're gonna make. Right here you don't have to cut the stems off, but it is going to make the mashed cauliflower a lot smoother. And we're just going to chop them into small pieces and boil it. Now you're going to want to make sure that you boil the cauliflower until it's as tender as possible. This is going to help make sure that the mashed cauliflower is as smooth and as creamy as possible. So we're going to go ahead and toss the cauliflower into the boiling water, and like I said, make sure it's as tender as you can get it so you can get the best results as far as smoothness. Now while the cauliflower boils, I'm going to go ahead and prep the asparagus. Here I'm just cutting off the bottom of the asparagus and preparing it for it to go into the oven. Now on the asparagus, I'm just going to season it with the garlic and onion, nutritional yeast, and seasonal. I did drizzle it with some olive oil as well to help the seasoning stick. So I'm just going to put that in the oven for about 20-25 minutes on 350. Now that the cauliflower is ready, we're going to go ahead and put it in the food processor. Unlike potatoes, cauliflower holds a lot of moisture, so you don't actually have to add in any milk to make it creamy. It does it on its own. We're just gonna blend it on low until it gets smooth. And we like to throw in garlic, seasonal, homemade vegan butter, which I can leave the recipe to down below, pepper, and that same garlic and onion seasoning. We actually decided to throw in some nutritional yeast too to give it a little bit of a cheesy flavor. And some garlic salt. And then a little bit more garlic salt. I'm just gonna blend it until all the seasonings are mixed in well and it's as smooth as possible. Now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and start on my dishes. This is the vegan butter that I mentioned. I'm going to go ahead and throw it in the pan and melt it down to saute the mushrooms in. Now I did cut off the stems of the mushrooms. That's not completely necessary, but I did like to do this for this recipe. I'm just going to cook it down a little bit before throwing on some seasonings, which is just some cumin, liquid smoke, and roasted garlic and herb. Now seasonings are super important. I like to make my mushrooms, I like to give them a more of a meaty flavor, so that's why I use the liquid smoke and the cumin. You can use any seasonings that you want to for this, but I am doing mushrooms and gravy, so I do want to give it a seasoning that's going to pair well with the gravy. Now I didn't realize this, but mushrooms actually cook down a lot. Like that was the whole package. So while the mushrooms cool off, I'm going to go ahead and start on the gravy. I'm going to throw some more butter in the pan and mix it with some almond flour. Now the almond flour wasn't the best decision. The original recipe does call for all-purpose flour, and I just wanted to make it keto, but I do fix it later in the recipe. And you're just going to pour in some vegetable broth. And while it cooks down, I'm going to throw in these seasonings. So the xanthan gum is what is going to help it make it thicker. It was a little too thick, so I threw in some more vegetable broth. And then until it gets to the consistency that you want. And this is the finished result. So you can also put the gravy on the mashed cauliflower if you want to, or you can do what Lavon did and throw some non-dairy cheese on there. And he had brisket with his. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.